Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
everyone.
evening.
Wherever you may be, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon.
Good night comes later at the end of the show. But welcome to VeVe Live episode 8. Can you believe this, Corey? This is number 8 already.
We're moving right along. The plan here is that we're going to keep the seasons going through the season, or keep the episodes going through the seasons of VeVe, right? So on season, what are we in? We went from 8, now we're in 9. So next season will be season 10, double digits.
I know. We're going to have all sorts of fun stuff planned for that. We got a great show for you, everybody, today. A lot of stuff to cover for sure, including our recent drops, the ones coming up. Towards the end of the video, we're going to have a special video for you guys, little VeVe news, maybe a you appearance. I'm not sure. You might have to see.
Might be in for a treat.
You might. 100%. We have actually a couple of reveals today towards the end, so you're going to want to stick around for that. A really big character that's coming to VeVe. He's really excited about this. It's going to be awesome. And of course, we have giveaways in the chat as normal. So thank you to our awesome moderators who are in the chat again for volunteering each show. Now, all you got to do is comment in the chat as we're hanging out, and just, have fun with us here today. Let us know what you think about stuff. We'll bring a few comments up as always. And a couple of you will be randomly picked just from our comments to win a VeVe digital collectible or comic as a giveaway today, as always. So just starting off casually,
it's the season for giveaways, right?
Yeah. How you feeling?
I am actually a little bit under the weather. Believe it or not, I get sick very rarely, and now is one of the times where it's actually happened. And the only thing that is impacted is my throat, the moneymaker, the thing that I use mostly for my work. And so you've heard me in the meetings this last week. I have been struggle busting, but I feel pretty good today.
Yeah.
How about you, man? How are things going on your side of the world up there?
Yeah. Super busy.
For the holidays.
Yeah, super busy, of course. I got, in case, you got your coat right there. I got just in case you get thirsty.
Santa Claus featured.
We'll talk about those as well. Have you seen the ornaments and the animation in the ornaments? Have you seen that?
They're so good. It's really, really good.
I know.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's super awesome. Yeah, you gotta love the Coke stuff at Christmas. And we're not done, everybody. We have more stuff coming up, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, today was kind of a wild one again. We had our Sabertooth ultra rare, and we'll bring that up on screen as well and talk about that. We also had the comic drop today, the US Avengers, which is cool. And we have a couple of comics coming up, and we're going to talk about a couple of the ones that we had already dropped, including that Christmas, the Bear Mountain, the first appearance of Scrooge McDuck, I believe, and that's a
big deal. That's a big deal comic. Golden Age, first appearance, major character. It doesn't get much bigger than that. Oh, what do I see? What do I see in the background here? What is? You know what that means, Aaron?
Transition
I'm gonna
time.
have to do it. You got some screens ready? I'm gonna go into the 3-person display in 3, 2, 1.
I think we got it.
I think that was a smooth transition, folks. Oh, hey guys. Oh no, it wasn't a smooth transition. What happened?
We got it right here. Here we go. Mr. Ben Rose is in the house. How you doing?
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. How are we doing?
Good. Better than how you're here to chat with us, liven up this quasi afternoon live stream.
Yeah, got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. Did I hear you call your voice the moneymaker?
It is. It's most of the narration you hear on VeVe is my voice modulated up and down, but it at least needs to work. Like I have to emit a sound for that to happen.
But do we have permission to call you the moneymaker now from now on? Because
it's trademarked. It's that's one of the VeVe trademarks that you all have. You have complete rights and ownership over my likeness, my voice. Right. I mean, you all own it for perpetuity. 50 years from now, folks, there'll be an avatar of Corey still doing what we're doing now. Hopefully, a little bit younger. I'll have some HD, interfaces. Maybe add some muscle, trim off some fat. I'm here for it.
Great, let's do it.
Now, Ben, you're going to be joining somebody later today on a live Twitter space. Did you want to talk about that really quick?
Yeah. So apparently it's going to be a bit of a grilling. But it's okay. I'm used to those. No, I'm catching up with Millie, just to kind of tell him what's up, see what's happening, take some questions from the community, and yeah, it's been a while since I've been on one of his spaces as a guest, so yeah, that'll be good to catch up with him.
Yeah, no, that's going to be great. Make sure everybody you tune in for that. Of course, Millie's going to be tweeting that out. It's already out. You can set your reminders. Of course, you'll see the retweet on VeVe as well. Going to be super fun to see you in there again. I know that was the first, I think, interview that you may have done was actually on Millie's space back in earlier October. So yeah, it's going to be cool to see all the stuff that we've done since then and what he's going to ask you about. But yeah, for sure.
It's amazing when you
shrink your screen a little, Aaron?
It's amazing when you review how much happens in the world of VeVe in just a few months, right? Yeah. Like October feels like a world away now.
I know, right? Well, this is what's happened today. The ultra rare of Sabertooth. Now, I've gone through the process myself, and I think, Corey, this is your favorite run, right? Because of the look on his face?
Yeah.
That is not a happy man.
It is not. It is not. I love everything about this one. This is an element of the storytelling of the collectible too, which I love to see in any of our collectible offerings whenever we're able to include an element of story in it. So it's not just 5 character. I love 5 good poses as much as the next guy or gal, beautiful stuff's beautiful stuff. But anytime where there can be a sequential storytelling element built into it, that also ties into the rarity and any of the mechanics we include. For me, it just makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, check it out right there. He's so funny. And we were looking at this last week when we did the reveal right here, and we scroll down, of course, you have the special edition that, we're looking at the numbers on that, everybody, and we'll have those displaying in the app at some point soon, hopefully, you guys. But we're actually looking at the numbers on how many of those still remain. And of course, the uncommon, and then the rare. Now, this is kind of an interesting one, how this one's gone, compared to the Punisher. There he is right there at $9.99. With 5K editions. It's interesting how we're watching. So Ben, I know we're watching the progress of these, with the first Evolvables drop and with the Punisher, and now how this one's going along. We're taking in the feedback. What have you seen out there so far in the, in the comment section,
So if you think about Evolvables as pretty much the model where you've got the 5 rarities and you kind of work your way from one to the other. There's lots of things that you could do within that. So, we're trying at the moment, doing them over 5 days, for example, doing them over a period, and we're getting feedback on maybe that's too long. Some people like the fact that it's, gives them space to kind of gather their thoughts and collect and all that kind of thing. So maybe, we might look at shortening that from some others. We're looking at different poses, whether people like that, whether they don't, how many people are burning. We're looking at price points. We're looking at the crafting experience. Some people love the first come first served. Some people hate it. There are some people who want that race. Others who want a wait list. So we're looking at all those different things and seeing how people, not just what they say, but also how they act and what they do and what they use.
And in terms of saying things, the best way to be heard is to use our corner widget. Aaron, you can pop that up right there in the corner. And that's where you go to give feedback. We've been trying to be really open with the best way of getting information to us. This is the best way. We appreciate you being active on socials, leaving comments and videos. But if you want this stuff to be compiled in a really easy way for the right people to see it, please use that feedback feature. It's right there on VeVe.me in the corner.
100%. Yeah. Thank you, Moneymaker.
The Moneymaker. How come I don't have a nickname like that?
We'll work on it.
Yeah, we'll work on it. And yeah, it's the Moneymaker pose. Delco Dude's in the house. We got so many great people here. I see Kid Arcade in the house. How you doing, Kid Arcade? Great to see you. Great video yesterday. We watched your live as well. Thank you so much for all you do. 100%. I mean, here's Josh right here as well as a nice moderator in the chat. In case you're just joining us, like I said, if you comment on this, in the comment section, get involved in the chat because our dedicated volunteer mods are going to pick a couple of giveaway winners. And it could be you. We've already had a bunch. And so that's a lot of fun. So just, make your comments there on the side and, you'll get contacted later with either a VeVe digital collectible or a VeVe digital comic. We'll give you a random one, something cool. But all you got to do is participate for sure. Right? But look at all the people we got.
Just a shout out to Kid Arcade as well.
Yeah.
They are funny as hell. Love his content. Love the stuff he does. So awesome.
And just an amazingly talented artist too. I love everything that Kid Arcade. Kid, I just love you as a human being. It's one of the nicest people. I met him first in Designer Con back in 2022. and he has just been a beacon of light in our community. Honestly, there's just some of those people that have the personality and a talent, and his talent really is art. He makes some beautiful, beautiful stuff. When Kid Arcade on VeVe, Ben? When's that
100%. He just ran that event in Vegas, didn't doing the game, the giveaways, and love his content. And there's a lot of awesome content creators out there. So thank you to everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and thanks again. So this morning, BE was live on YouTube with Big A, and Chris Coffey joined their live stream, which is great. Remember, we love Chris, right, Corey? We go way back. Yeah. He joined them for a little while, talking about all the amazing stuff that he's doing as well. So that was another great show that happened this morning. So thanks again to B. And just so everybody knows, tomorrow with the secret rare variant that we have right here, so we're going to have a little bit more fun, a little bit more interaction. We're going to help sponsor VE's show with a giveaway and everything, as well as O'Malley's going to have a drop show tomorrow. So whether you're on X or whether you're on YouTube, you can check out those shows and get involved. And as well, today we had our Discord show, and that was, of course, hosted by Max. And I believe Josh was also up there. That was a ton of fun. They covered our comic drop today. They did all sorts of prizes and giveaways, and that's a ton of fun. So no matter where you are, you have really good things.
Any channel, you can't escape VeVe.
You can't escape VeVe, yeah.
We're everywhere.
100%. Now, this is one thing we wanted to talk about in case people didn't know. So the Iron Fist number 14, now this comic came out on VeVe in 2021, I believe almost exactly 3 years ago. It's like late December, yeah. And this is the first appearance of, Sabertooth in comic form. So I actually picked up the ultra rare of this as soon as I saw the announcement for Sabertooth. I was like, oh, I had to have it, and it was actually quite attainable. Have you guys read this one, Corey? Have you read this comic? You must have in the past.
I have read this one, and I also have, I think, every variant of it. This is one of, I really like Iron Fist in general. Again, I think my love for that ties into when Marvel started doing the street level heroes on Netflix. So you had Luke Cage, you had Jessica Jones, you had Iron Fist, and you had Daredevil, and then you had Punisher, and they kind of merged all those shows together into the Defenders.
Yeah.
I was already into them, and then I watched all that, and I was like, okay, now I'm really into it. So pretty much any related character that's dropped on VeVe, I've really tried to stack. I have more comics than anything else. On VeVe. I'm a comic guy.
Yeah, I know this is a beauty right here. And it came out a while ago. And that's the cool thing, everybody. So you can match this up. I know, Ben, in the new year, we've already been talking about VeVeverse and showing some stuff like that. And you can put comics like on your wall. It's going to be really cool to see how what they create with that. Are you going to be excited and get in there yourself? And I kind of know you are.
100%. I've already got my Thundercats comics up, ready to go up on the wall. So yeah. I don't have as much luck as you though. On the drop, I always get the commons. So I ended up buying a rare in the marketplace. But that's so comic.
Oh, I don't know. Ben, you don't know my history. Not fully yet. I went 2 years on a secret rare. It's tough. It's tough out there, but you keep trying and you never know. And then sometimes you hit multiple, like, you can go like on a big drought. It's just all it just is what it is. But the process is super fun. So this comic's available if people want to go. Of course, it's in the marketplace. It's not available in the store. It's sold out ages ago, but it's just another way that you can combine your collectibles and your comics. And of course, tomorrow we have that secret rare right here, which is coming up, which is going to be a lot of fun right here. So tune into those shows, and I know I'm going for it.
That one looks amazing if you have your diorama.
Yeah.
They created specific locations where you can put each one of the Sabertooths, and they'll look really, really good. I mean, you could put these Sabertooths anywhere in the diorama, and they're going to look really good. Yeah. But specifically, if you place that above the cave, it looks just amazing. He's just dangling slightly over, Awesome. Imagine you're hiking and you see a cave and you're like, a campfire. I'm going to go make some s'mores. Sabertooth just pops up over the top. No. That's hard times.
You got to stay out of there. Now, I'm glad you're here, Ben, as well, because we came out with our mobile app update just recently, a couple days ago. And thanks to Corey, a great graphic. And of course, I just want to give you a chance to just talk a little bit about those app updates, Ben, because I know Mitch and the team are working, super hard. What can you tell us about that? I know they're coming fast and furious.
Yeah, so look, we've said as the updates come out, we've said what they're all about. Because we've built the new app using the infrastructure, the web infrastructure we use for the website, it means we can also release other updates and speed improvements, which I know is one of the key things people are looking for outside these updates as well. So the speed is actually up about 40%. Nice. Increase on what it was at launch, and we're pushing harder and harder to get it faster and faster. So yeah, more updates to come. I've really enjoyed the feedback from people around these. It's great when they see these things and they say, and here are some other things that we want to see as well. Again, pop those in that feedback app that we've put on the site. That's really helpful. Goes straight to our product team. But yeah, the team have done a really good job and continue to work really hard on more and more updates with enhancements, fixes, and improvements.
Yeah, they'll keep coming for sure. And thanks so much for everybody. Part of that big thing is the participation from the community, letting us know. I mean, it's been amazing since the start, even before we had the new app update. People are always letting us know things that they would like to improve or things that we may have seen. So that valuable feedback is crucial for us. We really want everybody to keep that going. So thanks so much. It's a really big help, and we'll just keep you guys posted for sure. But we did have another comic drop today, US Avengers. Number 1. Look at that Scotty Young right there. Have you seen it? We're right over here.
I know everyone's a Scotty Young variant, but I love those toy variants. I just feel like in the real world, I don't know if I have any behind me right now. I think I'm doing a different Star Wars display. Yeah, Star Wars has a specific one where it shows the character and it shows their lightsaber on the side of the panel. I love stuff like that because you can put all those toy variants together and it looks like if Ben or you, Aaron, had those behind you, it would look like you actually have that toy because the way those variants are made. Yeah. And I just love that. I think that's the coolest thing. But yeah, I get it, everyone. I love Scotty Young too. I'm just saying, don't sleep on those toy variants. They're beautiful.
Well, this one right here, this is actually mimics real life toy packaging.
Correct.
Which is really cool. And we do have a couple of other comics that have this on the app as well. We have to look those up and bring those up again. Maybe someone
just now, in fact, had one of those.
Oh yeah,
It's very cool, and I couldn't get it, but I'm gonna get it.
You're gonna get it.
Go get it.
That's awesome. And then look right here, Red Hulk, Avenger of Nevada. And this is just a really cool comic, you guys, with the whole new movie coming out. With Captain America, and I can't wait to see Harrison Ford as the Red Hulk. And we have a Red Hulk FA in the app as well. That's all flamed out, right? The collectible, the single solo set. So you're all set.
We've got the first appearance of Thunderbolt Ross. We've got the first appearance of Red Hulk, and we've got the first appearance collectible for Red Hulk. So lots of first appearance opportunities to jump on for that one.
Yeah, and this is Robert Maverick right here as the Red Hulk, which is cool. And there's 3,000 editions right here, so it's still available in the shop if you guys want to go check that out. That would be awesome for sure. And then the next one we got right here, this one, the Amazing Spider-Man 22, this one came out already on the app. Of course, we're just reviewing some of the drops that we had this past week. And this is that second storyline, the second death of Kraven. And Corey and I, we talked about this last week when we were previewing this comic, how we have the other full series, the two actually others. We have the whole Kraven arc from, those original
Kraven's Last Hunt.
Kraven's Last Hunt, which spanned Amazing Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, 2 issues of each. And those are some of the more famous comic covers. I know you had one that you loved from that. I think it was the Graveyard one, Corey.
Yeah, it's the one where Kraven's defeated Spider-Man and buried him in a grave, here lies. And then on that cover, he's like crawling out of the mud and the black suit's ripped and it's just a really iconic, beautiful cover. This movie released on December 13th. Has anyone have any of you watched this? What's the how are we feeling about it? I haven't had the opportunity.
I haven't seen it yet either. We've been locked in here, locked and loaded.
Whoa, locked in here.
Ben, are you gonna go? Are you a movie guy, Ben? Do you like going to the theaters?
I'm a dad, so we at the moment we're more of a Moana 2 kind of family. So that's where we're at currently. So I did manage to get the kids along to Deadpool and Wolverine. I enjoyed it more than they did. But no, we haven't managed to catch this one.
That's a real kids movie too, right? Real family fun. I love that movie. It actually is too. And if you go back, if you remember, I'm glad you brought that up, because we had that amazing event by Jay Green, of course, VeVe Fan Band back, in July when they booked the theater out, and we did that combo event with VeVe at San Diego Comic-Con. That was crazy. We got to actually see that movie as it was coming out, premiering on the night through a VeVe fan like kind of created event. So thank those two again. We thanked them back then. It was a ton of fun. I actually haven't seen it since then because I'm kind of waiting, for like, I want to let it kind of build up again and kind of, hit it hard. Yeah. Right. But this comic here over here is a cool one. Let us know in the chat if you guys pick this one up as well. And we have more coming up. I mean, this one right here is really interesting. I know, Corey, we wanted to talk about this Bear Mountain one right here. This is nuts. This one sold out like quite fast. And, it was pretty amazing. One of the reasons, Corey, this is a Golden Age comic, correct?
Absolutely. Golden Age has a huge market of collectors, really both on VeVe. I would say in the real world, there's a huge, huge market for Golden Age comics, a very high dollar, very prestigious, because there's a huge price gap for some of these Golden Age comics, especially major ones where you have a major first appearance.
Yeah, and like I think we only have 3 Golden Age era comics. Of course, we have Marvel Comics 1, and then we have this one, and then we have another Disney comic as well. That's our Golden Age. There's I believe there's only 3 from that mid 1950s. I mean, the Marvel Comics one is like what 39, I believe, 1939. So is that kind of era? But this is amazing that this one. I actually haven't picked this one up yet. I was gonna pick up the common because I think it's that original cover, but it's pretty amazing actually to see this. I'm pretty happy that people really recognize the significance of this book.
And you gotta love Uncle Scrooge McDuck as a character. What a character!
Just for that alone, right? 100%, right? So now we got this one coming up. We got X-Men, and we got lots of comics, and we haven't even talked about yet our new comic publisher, which we're going to hit up here in just a second with Dynamite and cover some of those. But this is another Marvel release that's coming up this week. Of course, I know, Corey, you know a little bit about this one as well, about the first appearance, of Kazar, where it takes place. But this is a nice beauty Silver Age, a really early X-Men comic, issue number 10, which is like really early on. Yeah. So great, you're familiar with this character. I think
I'm slightly familiar with it. I've used this character in one of my Marvel Snap decks. I have a deck that, it gives bonuses to all creatures in play. It's kind of a building, and Kazar does that. But I think maybe the reason Marvel, and I can't speak for Marvel, so this is Corey's speculation. Thoughts and opinions by Corey may not be reflective of VeVe or our partners or licensors. There you go.
Just a personal opinion.
But it's either North or South Pole is where this comic is based, which kind of ties into the holiday season that we're currently in. There's another special someone that comes to visit a lot of kids around the world that is also from a pole. So, it's not a wild leap to think, perhaps. And then also, interestingly enough, you've got Zabu, who's a Sabertooth. We were just talking about a different Sabertooth a little bit ago.
Exactly. You see the little hint in there, right there. Pretty cool.
And is it Kazar or is it Kazar? How are we pronouncing that?
I'm gonna go Kazar.
Kazar.
Okay.
Yeah. Like look at him, he's flying over there. Look at the X-Men old school uniforms that I just love in these Silver Age books. I mean, any Silver Age kind of like comic that comes to VeVe is just a super special thing, specifically on the size of this one as well, which is pretty scarce for us, right? So looking forward to that coming up. Hope you guys are as well. We'll quickly move along here. We do have non-comic related stuff because it's Christmas. And of course, we have the winter whimsies. This is funny. So I can't remember who, but somebody in our chat, in our community, posted this about a year ago or so.
Really?
These stamps, like, hey, like these are cool because I think they were coming out, at the time, and now we get them.
So I'm really happy to see it. I love this because you're getting stamps. The interesting thing about our partnership with the United States Postal Service is, for one, it was our first stamps ever on VeVe, but it's also stamps licensed directly from really a government agency, which is wild to think about too, right? United States Postal Service is a government entity here in the United States. So it's a really, really interesting first for digital collecting on our platform. Our first ever being Day of the Dead, which is just a beautiful, series of stamps from ESPS. But I'm always happy to see stamps. I've collected stamps since I was a little boy, so I'll take these all day. And these winter themes, this adds to our holiday elves. And we actually interviewed the art director for the Holiday Elves on our YouTube channel. So there's only 4 art directors for the United States Postal Service in the whole world. And so we interviewed the one that's done the art direction for, I think, 3 of the stamp sets from USPS. You should definitely check out our YouTube channel and look at that interview and figure out the process behind this, because it's really amazing how stamps are created from an art standpoint. It's a very, very unique process that involves a lot of amazing people.
Yeah, it's so true. I actually have a really good friend who works in the design industry who is doing, stamp design for Canada Post. And Canada Post, you're on strike right now. I don't like you very much, but no, I can't mail anything. No, but the process that, he was going through, I remember talking to him about it. And it's really wild. Like, they put a ton of effort and time into this. So these are like really, well designed, beautifully done. You see how they all fit together. I mean, the color of them, everything. And of course, if you're a stamp collector on VeVe, it's just another one to add to your amazing collection. A lot of people take stamps and they actually blow them up as well and turn them into kind of like decorative kind of stuff in their vaults. So that's going to be a ton of fun. Look, there's O'Milly right there. He's in the chat. Ben said armchair CEO in the interview the other day. My spaces are rubbing off on him.
O'Milly, they are not rubbing off on me.
Froze in the chat. Oh my god. Okay, did you guys see Fro Comey's video? Speaking of stamps, love his videos. The penny black. Oh my god.
Amazing.
Keep it going, you guys. It's super fun, right? Now, coming up, speaking of stamps as well, we do have I'll touch on those in just a second. Let's actually just go to the Coca-Cola right now.
And we all have our Coca-Cola. I even saw Ben, we all have our holiday. Mine even has Santa on it and an ornament,
Look at that. Actually, Corey, show yours again, because this is
are we different?
See, this is French right here in Canada, right?
Oh,
you see the
interesting.
Right,
very cool.
That is interesting.
Very cool.
I know. And has everybody seen the animation on the inside of these with the snow coming down?
It's great. This is one of those IPs that you have to pinch yourself as an organization when you get to work with people like Coca-Cola. That's pretty cool, right? To be able to bring them to our customers, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's super cool. I mean, we have the other stuff that we've had on the app as well. All the other Coke stuff, from the truck, of course, to the snow globes, with the little logos inside. To I just wanted to ask Ben, like, are we done with Christmas stuff, or I think that's probably it for the year, right?
You never know. There might be just one more thing.
There might be something.
There might be a ringer in there. Who knows? Yeah, I totally agree with you, Aaron. In terms of Coca-Cola and Christmas, they really have been, ever since we've had a partnership with Coca-Cola, they've been sort of our Christmas go-to. And so the nice thing about all of the Christmas, we have the truck, we have, what's the very first one? I'm like blanking right now.
Our
very first one wasn't the Coke or the truck.
We had the snow globes. We have the the snow globes. We also have the vending machines, which are super cool. So those are a lot of fun, right? And we'll see where we go with those. And then of course we have these ornaments. And I did post. You can actually go right into the app right now, and you can actually just click on them, and you can bring them up, and you can see them spin with the snow falling inside. And I mean, of course, it's the bear. Like when I was I don't know, like I'm an '80s guy, and so growing up, seeing these commercials, with that polar bear, that was always super cool.
I don't know if you guys have ever been to Atlanta, to the global HQ of Coke. It's awesome. They've got the vault with the recipe, and they've got this really cool thing there where there's this room. You get a cup and there's a machine, and then you can taste every single Coca-Cola drink from all around the world. It is wild. There's some crazy stuff in there. So if you want to go to Atlanta, go and do it. It's amazing.
That is awesome.
As a collectible niche, it's really interesting, Coca-Cola, because you can kind of see, Ben's into Funko, so he's got a Funko wall behind him. Aaron's into comics. I'm into Star Wars and Marvel. But people that are into Coke dedicate a whole room or a garage, or they build a shed, and it looks like you're stepping into a diner from the late 40s, early 50s. I mean, that is a different group of collectors, and it spans so many different things. You've got the historically accurate collectibles, and that would be, restored vending machines, the actual bottles, the tin signs, the illuminated signs, ornaments, special edition bottles. It's just, I always love it whenever we have a licensor that really gets collecting and what we do as a platform. And Coca-Cola is one of those licensors where they've built collecting directly into their product, which just makes it so much fun and so easy for us to release from them.
And so we are working with them on future drops as well. So there's a lot in the Coca-Cola world that people want to collect, and so we're well aware of that and working really hard on it with them.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's going to be super fun for sure. Now we also have these stamps as well, and these are this is right in your backyard, Ben.
100%. So Merry Kirihimete is how you say Merry Christmas.
I'm glad you came to tell us that.
Yeah,
that's why I'm here. Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's awesome. So in New Zealand, the Maori language and the English language and actually sign language are our 3 official languages. And so, really, really proud to be able to bring these ones to the platform. Fantastic
For sure.
Absolutely beautiful for sure. I know we actually, so those are kind of so the stamp publishers that we have, Corey, we have the United States Postal Service, we have New Zealand. We also so from the Penny Blacks, of course, that's Stanley Gibbons, right? So that's
kind of unique.
That's kind of unique. So we're really kind of expanding that area. I think it's pretty cool what we're doing, and I think obviously we have more plans with stamps and all sorts of really good. And it's just another huge area of collecting that I think people are starting to really get into, specifically on VeVe. Like I had a bunch of stamps, that I got from my grandparents. Actually, my grandmother passed down to me, and they're from all over the world. They were all like in a big bag. And I actually really got into it for about a 5-year stretch, about 10 to 15 years ago, because I was trying to organize them and figure out like what they were. And I had all these, and I had these covers, when you have like a stamp on an envelope and then it's stamped with the
first day of issue.
Yeah. And so I had those, and they're from like the 1800s from the United States. Tons of amazing stuff. I was looking them up. There was one that I had that if it was pigeon blood color, it would have been worth like, I don't even know. And I don't think it's the pigeon blood.
Pigeon blood color.
It was pigeon blood. I found it out. I went to go take it to a stamp, authority place. And they're like, oh, just leave your stamps with us. We'll check it out. I'm like, I don't think so.
Stamps are a really interesting collectible niche for our space specifically because stamps actually represent one of the very first NFT utilities in the crypto space. I think it was either Switzerland or I wish I could think of it directly, but it was a countrywide initiative. Man, I want to say it was Switzerland, but chat, you can fact check me on this and we could just do a little research after the fact. Yeah. But they released actual crypto stamps. And the idea here is that you could verify delivery via the blockchain, which was a 100% utility use case for it. And so there are actually they're physical and digital NFT stamps sponsored by countries that are exceptionally valuable in the real world. If you're into stamps, if you're a philatelist like me, I'd highly encourage you to go look into some of those first issue crypto stamps, because as collectors, I always try to look at the first of. That's why we love Sabertooth, right? That's a first appearance character. It's the first time that character has appeared on VeVe. There'll never be another first for that character. And as we look at globally collecting as a niche, that the whole world's involved in, Ben likes to talk about, the global market for collectibles is how many billions, Ben? It's a lot of billions.
125.
There you go. It's a lot of billions. And so as we look at new entries into a collectible market, those crypto stamps, like the true physical with, the digital utility of that verification, those are the first that will ever exist. And that was pretty recent. So I definitely check those out. It's really, really cool stuff.
Also with stamps, just with non-crypto, with non-NFT ones, I mean, it's just so big. Like when we did that initiative with Stanley Gibbons, it was a big test for them, right? Would their customers be interested in digital stamps? And they were. They came on over. So I think that's really exciting for us. And also hats off to Corey for saying philatelist without even breaking it.
I was going to say that. We just glossed over that like it was nothing, but that was amazing.
Philately will get you everywhere.
Well, I also wanted to bring up another topic here just for Christmas as well. Now, this is amazing. Now, Brock and the Fiches, I mean, absolutely amazing what's going on right now. And he just dropped another video right here. 42 minutes ago. Walter's going to teleport until he gets their own coal back from the darkness. So check that out right there. Just this whole thing. We'll obviously talk about it after the whole thing is wrapped up, but absolutely amazing work. I know, Ben, this is one thing that, we can ask you about, just about this kind of Brock's like, he's like a community member, but a creator and it's just an unbelievably talented guy. What do you think about this whole thing?
Love what he's been doing. Absolutely love what he's been doing. He's been taking, here's an example of, of a licensor, of an artist who takes the platform and just runs with it. And so, and the community love it. So really excited about all of the content, all of the building he's been doing, and the community have loved it too. So awesome work, Brock. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Look at that right there. It's just the funnest thing you've ever seen. So, make sure you're checking everything out with everything they're doing, and just follow along with all the instructions. I know he's like I said, PSA is right here all the time, all the different, messages, keeping everybody informed about what's going on. It's super fun. And then of course we'll follow up, and it'll be a really fun kind of breakdown to see after the whole thing is said and done. And what he does next, that's the exciting part, right? What he does next. Now, what we have right here, I want to talk about this. I'm so glad that you're here as well. I mean, bang. I know the Thundercats, Ben, you're pretty excited about this. We welcome Dynamite just the other day. We have a ton of titles right there. We'll go to the VeVe Comics platform just to have a quick look here as well. But I just want to get your thoughts about adding a new comic publisher. We've added a few now. The Humanoids, of course. We got Dynamite as well, of course. I mean, we're expanding. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, look, first of all, I want to just say hats off to David for the work bringing these here, because these kind of publishers take a lot of work to bring to the platform, and it takes a long time, not just from David, but then from the whole team to work with that publisher on onboarding them and getting everything ready for launch day. So it's really exciting for us to be able to launch comics of this caliber and publishers that have such an amazing legacy. And also just brands like the Powerpuff Girls and Red Sonja and the Thundercats. I mean, it's just so cool. So it's just we said with VeVe Comics when we launched it, we launched with Marvel. There's such an important partner to us, but we wanted to add on more, and we wanted this to become an ecosystem where all sorts of publishers can come onto the platform. And so we spoke about the Comic Curator program. We've spoken now about we've had 24/7, the Blaze, Humanoids, Dynamite. Lots more to come. We're working on lots more, but really excited about this. It's fantastic.
Yeah. How about you, Corey? What are your thoughts about it? I mean, I know you're, like you said, you're a comic guy. I mean, we were diving into these behind the scenes. I mean, working on all the artwork and the graphics, this whole time, and the whole launch plan around it and everything. Are you excited about these titles? Because I know I am. They're kind of another different kind of level of kind of storytelling and reading that's different than Marvel or other DC or other kind of comics.
Absolutely. And kind of like Ben talked about legacy there, and you got to keep in mind, I think Dynamite was 2004. They came onto the scene, and their first ever comic debut was actually Army of Darkness. And I don't know if any of you in chat or Ben or Aaron are familiar with Army of Darkness, but Army of Darkness, shop smart, shop S-Mart. It's a cult classic film that was actually sort of bootstrapped together by a group of people. And the movie became so powerful and popular, but it was started very grassroots. And it's interesting because now you've seen a lot of the comics that are now on Dynamite become mainstream, a lot of bootstrap ideas. And we're kind of seeing that with 24/7 Comics. 24/7 Comics is a great example of they're trying to do something with their brand where they own the rights to what they're producing in the hopes that people love their stories. They love what they're doing. And then maybe it could be a television show. Maybe it could be a movie. And for us, having Dynamite as a publisher, Dynamite already has that proven track record. Army of Darkness is more than just one cool movie. It's an entire franchise. It's got TV shows. It's got video games. It's got merchandise. It's got tabletop games. And you also have some huge ringers in there, like The Boys, right? One of the most popular current running television shows, Dynamite first. And so what Dynamite, I think, represents more than just a bunch of amazing stories. It was kind of a signal to a lot of other people in the creative industry, like, hey, maybe if I don't sell the rights to my story to a giant corporation, I'll be able to run with this and do something really creative with it. And so for me, it's more than just books. For me, they're kind of like a beacon of hope for the future, for stories in general. Some people have a little bit of what's called superhero fatigue. Like they're kind of, and then that's different for different people. People like what they like. I like variety. I like new stories, and I like the opportunity of maybe being on the ground floor of something that's going to go huge. And that's what Dynamite and a lot of our newer independent publishers are. Like, I might be able to read a comic before the rest of the world does. I'm a Star Wars fan, right? But I came into life long after Star Wars had started. I wasn't on the cutting edge. I wasn't reading a comic book for the first time, learning about a character for the first time with the rest of the world, right? Most of the FAs I've read or the stories that I've watched visually, I'm late. Like, everyone else is like, you're going to love it. With stuff like this, with these new publishers, you might actually be the first person, along with all the other first people, to read about a new character, a story that might be the next big thing. So for me, that's what's exciting about it.
Yeah, that's super cool. Look, we got the real Hinano in the chat. How you doing? Good to see you. We got so many people in the chat.
So many cool people.
Hi. And D's here as well. Thanks so much for coming out, and everybody as well. Here's the VeVe Comics site right here. You can see that the titles are here as well. A couple of other ones. Project Superpowers. These are super cool as well. Issue number 0 and issue number 1 right there. Of course, we have Barbarella over here, which of course, is not the Dynamite publisher, but we have other ones as well, which is great. So you can see they're all right here, all our newest ones, from last week as well, with the humanoids and urban legends. And then we got the Queen of the Black Coast and Captain Harlock. So these are just great additions. And then if you look at some Thundercats right here, unfortunately, this one's went a bit wild, Ben. People love Thundercats, and you can see the limited edition is now not available here, but you can still get the reader version. And you can read it anytime you want. Anybody can get that. There's no limit on that. And then, of course, we do have the VeVe Market as well if you really wanted to go after. But these covers right here, the art on all of these is absolutely...
Toy cover.
There's another toy cover right there. I know. That's why I brought it up.
It's got to be the secret rare. Why?
We've had some people show that they've landed it. So very cool for sure.
One of the cool things about some of these new publishers is when we work on onboarding them, we also work on how we can communicate into their databases, their customer bases, and their channels about VeVe. So to make the readers of their comics who love those characters and those stories and are really engaged with that, but they might not have heard of digital comics. They might not have heard of VeVe. So it's a really good opportunity for us to do that. So I've seen, some people have reposted on social. We put some offers into those databases to kind of give them the first few copies free to get them onto the platform. So that's comics are a big part of how we're gonna grow the user base at VeVe as well. So that's why we're also really excited for publishers like Ablaze and Humanoids and Dynamite to come on.
Well, that's really great that you mentioned that, Ben, because I actually wanted to show this right here. If you go to Instagram, okay, and if you're like a new user, like this is what you're talking about right here. This is with Humanoids, and this is on their IG page. So everybody, make sure you go to Instagram and, of course, on X as well, and follow like these comic publishers because they, we're following them as well. And they have all sorts of interesting things. Check this out. This is part of something that's new that people maybe not know about. But look, Humanoids is doing a giveaway. We have some delicious news, and that's why this graphic right here is from one of the comics, right? We're partnering with VeVe Comics, and they tag us right here to bring groundbreaking titles like the Inkall, Meta Barons, and Gulliver to life in stunning new formats for readers and collectors everywhere. To celebrate this expansion of our digital comic universe, we're giving away 200 limited edition comics for free. Download the VeVe Comics Reader app by December 20th. To automatically enter the draw. So that is from, the Humanoids on their Instagram page. So I can see like, this is what you're talking about, Ben, about, how they're connecting and how we're connecting and trying to expand that audience, I believe, right?
Yeah. To give that context, so we've spoken about how important it is for us to work on growing the user base and getting new users into digital collecting and onto VeVe. So when we do something like launching a new publisher, yes, we do communications to our community and we make sure everyone knows that it's coming, but we also focus equally hard on, writing press releases to go into mainstream media, on tweets and social posts for those partner publishers, and emails and offers and fulfillment on the back end so that they can incentivize their customers to come on over to VeVe as well.
Yeah, it's perfect. So there we go, everybody. We got that. But this is not the only thing that's happening tonight. Today we also have our our Marvel Comics releases, including Ultimate Spider-Man 12 on VeVe Comics coming out.
Look at those covers. So good.
I know.
So good.
I follow this entire storyline right here, and this is like a Christmas issue. This is one of our featured ones. We have the 4 featured ones that we have, but we have a whole list, and we'll show you the whole list in just a second. But this is on the VeVe Comics, the Marvel releases right here. We got Ultimate Spider-Man number 12, a Christmas issue right there. And actually, it asked the question, is it a Spider Christmas? Like, is it actually a good one? You'll have to read it to find out. Then we got the TVA number 1. This is cool. This comic right here actually is the TVA expanding its sort of tolerance of variants. If you watch the whole, Loki show and the TVA and all that amazing show, how they're like they're just like chopping off variants and cutting off timelines. But this one you can see with Ghost Spider in there and a few others, they're actually like allowing them to exist and all the kind of interesting things that happen. So that's a really cool issue.
You know what you ought to do, Aaron?
Yep.
We have Miss Minutes. Like I'm looking at these variant covers and I'm like, we've got Miss Minutes. We've got Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider. We've got a lot of these collectibles. You ought to do a competition where people recreate these covers using collectibles. That would be super fun. Idea.
You never know. You never know. We might just look into that.
That's why they call him the moneymaker.
Next one we have is the Immortal Thor number 18, another amazing issue right here. I mean, this storyline is pretty crazy for sure. And then, of course, we also have Daredevil number 16. I mean, look at the cover out there. Look at them by the Christmas tree too. That's pretty awesome up there. But look, I mean, look at that. Look at that number 16. Look at that cover. So actually, the interesting thing that we did is it was actually the actor Charlie Cox. It was his birthday yesterday, and on VeVe Comics itself, we retweeted out that it was his birthday, and to share some of your Daredevil comic covers there under that tweet on VeVe Comics. So once you grab this tonight, make sure you share it there, spread the word, and you'll see the page that we actually retweeted with his birthday. It's a chance for the VeVe fam to share some of our collectibles and comics with people outside our community. So VeVe community, you guys can help spread the word by kind of interacting with those posts, sharing your favorite comic covers that we have. We got lots of Daredevil comics on VeVe.
Charlie Cox, in case anyone watching isn't familiar, Charlie Cox is the actor that portrays Daredevil in Netflix and now crossing over into the MCU. He even was in She-Hulk. They had Charlie Cox in. He's my favorite Daredevil. He does such a good job. Sorry, Ben Affleck. You were all right. But Charlie Cox takes the cake.
Well, he wasn't he also in the third Spider-Man movie, and he just
briefly he catches the brick.
Yeah,
he's blind and he catches the brick. Yeah, it's such
that's right. So, and of course with the Punisher, because we just released the Punisher, and of course John Barenthal. I mean, like craziest Punisher of all time, and now we have the Punisher as well. I mean, it's all coming together, Ben. It's like it's part of the plan or something. I don't know.
It is definitely part of the plan. It's definitely part of the plan.
And of course, here's the entire list right here. Now, we'll obviously be posting these out. Now, make sure you're following everybody, VeVe Comics, the X page, and of course, our Instagram page. And of course, all the information, because we're posting all these out, including, the new comic publishers and all sorts of stuff. This is the full list right here. Of course, we'll have more information about everything. But you got Alligator Loki Holiday Special number 1. That's pretty cool. Helverine number 1. I mean, you can go to the Marvel release calendar. You can check it out there because they usually show a lot of the covers there as well and get a little hint on that. But we'll have more info because this is all coming out tonight. But I'm actually going for, I don't like to always, I like to give my picks. Sorry, a bit. It's obviously the Ultimate Spider-Man 12 because I have every issue of that. And Helverine number 1. I got to go for Helverine. I don't know about you guys. Okay, so like I was saying right here, this is another one I wanted to talk about really quickly right here as we kind of get close to the end of the show. Now, stay tuned, everybody, because we have some really cool stuff at the very end here to show you. But this is our VeVe feed contest that we've had. We had our 4th one. This one just wrapped up this morning. Thank you so much for everybody for voting. And thank you for our team for our, going into our VeVe feed and grabbing a couple of, random picks from everybody. But most importantly, thank you, VeVe community, for creating these amazing posts and putting this together. You can see there's lots of good choices right here. Every single one of them is awesome. And the winner was actually just by community vote. It was Clever Jerk. And we know Clever Jerk is just an unbelievable collector. So congrats. And of course, we had Mr. 168 was the second place runner-up with actually very close votes as well. And there was others in here that had some good votes too. So everybody got their love. And then Granison, you know, he was actually just randomly chosen as a voting winner. So if you vote, you get a chance to win. So all these people have been contacted. Yeah, amazing stuff. I mean, which one? Like, I mean, look at Mr. 168 over there. I mean, look at that.
I think that Viveros Punisher one is my favorite of all of them. Yeah. I like that black and white. It looks really, really good. It's really solid.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, right? I mean, everybody was participating. Now, here is the next one, and we will tweet this out. I believe actually we've tweeted it out now. This contest is now live again. So this is the 5th one. We're already at the 5th one, which is crazy. So some of your favorite picks over here, you guys can check it out. It's actually up on our X page. You know, give everybody some love. Go in there. Even if you just vote for one, tell us what your second favorite is, third favorite, or just you know, give some props where people will, you know, I really like what you did with that effect. You know, even if you picked another one, just we want to, you know, share the love with this because these are amazing.
Absolutely. Look at that Champs one, the Harley Quinn framed with the angel wings.
Down here,
you found a mural or something to take that. That's really nice framing. It's really cool.
I know. Look at that. Look at Gretzky 99 right here.
Yeah. What a kind of Masteroni's work. I mean, look at the composition, you know, the lighting. Beautiful.
The light.
That's right.
It's a god beam. That's what we call that in photography.
This is lore accurate right here. Stunned Bear, how he's about to jump. With the Assassin's Creed, how he does the big loop dance.
And the eagle screech. This has to happen whenever they do that.
Now, I want to touch on one more thing right here, just before we get to our couple of announcements and end up the video right here. I mentioned about interacting with other, you know, other pages and kind of retweets and stuff that we do. This is something that we want to do, everybody, to get you all involved, kind of activate the community, have some fun. And right here, this was a really great example of that. And this is what I'm talking about with the VeVe comics and the Charlie Cox birthday on our VeVe comics. This is another one that you all did this on your own. So we just retweeted out. This is, you know, the Superman first appearance digital collectible with Christopher Reeve's Superman was released 46 years ago, a couple days ago. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but, you know, when I was a kid, that was like the greatest thing ever. I was Superman, I think, 3 years in a row on Halloween.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's the guy.
Yeah, it just blew my mind. And then down below, the reason I want to bring this up is there's D. I mean, there's everybody. There's Randy. I mean, look at Randy right there. We absolutely killed this. Everybody, there's 54 different kind of posts right here and just tons of engagement, almost 20,000. And this is the way to do it, to share, because this is, you know, people who are not maybe aware of VeVe. I mean, look at these creations right here, are getting the chance to see that we have the FA Superman here. I mean, look at this.
I love these holding huge items. It's so cool.
We should say happy belated birthday to Randy as well. I think it was his birthday yesterday.
Yes, that's right. Where he is right here. Happy birthday, Randy. But you can see this is the way to do it. Get in there. So if we tweet something like this out, have some fun, get in there. I mean, look, I don't even know how you did that one with the snap right there. Look at that.
Amazing.
That is really cool.
Master is definitely a master. And I know you're in the chat. There you are. Oh, but can we give a shout out to all the vault creators that post?
Sure. Yeah.
Vault Master, you're a legend. You know, CV, you're a legend. I mean, a whole bunch of you are out there, and we see everything you do. And you know, don't worry, we'll be touching base with you guys because you guys do some amazing things. And so anyway, that's that right there. Now, we do have a reveal for a little hint of a comic that's coming. I just want to show it up on screen, and then we have a reveal we're going to go through live right here of a new Disney drop. Do you think people want to see that?
Yeah, let's speed through it.
Okay, let's go right here. Well, the first one, Uncanny X-Force. We got this comic coming up. Now, this will be announced very shortly. This is number 1. This is look at the cover art on this. Absolutely amazing. In the next day or so, you'll see the blog article go out with all the announcements and everything. This is just a nice teaser for you because you showed up here live today and hung out and everything. And, you know, so let us know what you think about this comic and if you guys know about this, because this is a really cool storyline. Ben, look at the art. Are you gonna put this on your wall? you gonna add that comic? You see your comic collection behind you? Maybe.
Yeah. No, I will. I did recently make quite a large mistake with Funkos though, and I bought some supersized ones by accident. Nice. So I made a little while before I buy more comics.
Okay, you went to town on them a bit.
I did.
Okay, well, just 1 second right here. We are going to also go through this next amazing. So stay tuned for those posts right there. But the big one that we wanted to reveal with you guys right here is Bambi.
Iconic. Beautiful.
Now I'm going to put the blog live as we sit here, and we'll go through it live right now with everybody in the community. So make sure you go to our VeVe blog right now, and we'll go through it. I know, Corey, you can talk us through a little bit about what it's about. It's actually all live right now. I'm just going to bring it up on screen right here. And then
Aaron, I recently posted a little tease picture of a forest. And so there was a lot of speculation about what that meant. It was Bambi.
Sneaky.
Ah, okay. Yeah. See, you got to follow Mr. Ben Rose. That's what you got to do.
This is just another dust off of a very, very important and essential and iconic piece of history that we're lucky enough as a company to be able to bring to light as a digital collectible. We talked a little bit about Bear Mountain earlier with that F.A. Scrooge comic from the Golden Age. This is the same thing, but in a collectible format. Where you can place these things in AR, you can group them together, you can do all that creative stuff that we were just showing in that previous segment. That's really the amazing thing about it. And you're just getting some of the most iconic first appearance characters that have ever existed from one of the most iconic pieces of Walt Disney history. So it's an honor really for us to have these on.
Yeah, 100%. And by the way, I just want to shout out the art direction and the imagery here, Corey, from your team. I think it just looks so stunning with all. Well, we're going to go through the blog right here. Just quickly kind of go through it. It's now live, so all of you can follow along with us at this moment. Social posts and announcements will follow after the live stream, but the blog is ready. If you want to open it up, go check it out, follow along with us. And Corey, I really wanted to ask you about this because there's some specific things we're doing in here around the little mini dioramas, I guess, or bases that we'll talk about. But let me just quickly hit this up right here. Capturing the timeless charm and beauty of the classic Walt Disney Animation Studios film Bambi, 3 exciting digital collectible drops starting Sunday the 22nd at 8 a.m. only on VeVe. And it's a whole character series right here. I'll read the first little description. I'll let everybody read each individual one, but we'll look at the numbers really quick. Disney Bambi character series, capturing the timeless charm and beauty of the classic Walt Disney Animation Studios film Bambi with 3D digital collectibles featuring Bambi, Thumper, Flower, Friend Owl, and Faylane in stunning detail. Celebrate the enduring legacy of this classic character and his forest friends.
Really quick for Ben. I know it's top of the hour, and I know you are, an essential member of our leadership team. You don't have a meeting to hop into or anything. We don't want to get you in trouble.
I do in a few minutes, but I want to stay for this.
Okay.
Just
checking.
And then we'll have our little video. Stay tuned for a little video clip of something else just after Ben leaves right here. But Friend Owl right there is the common. 20 gems is the list price. 1942, obviously that anniversary date. And then we have
think about that. Think about that for a second. 1942 is whenever this movie came out. And there's actually a lot of really interesting lore around this movie. You can Google it, and you got to keep in mind that there was a war happening at this point in time. And Walt Disney as a studio was having issues in terms of funding because most of the funding was going to the war effort. And so there's a really interesting story within just Walt Disney Animation Studio as an entity existing through a World War II that was happening. And it really just highlights the importance of these. We have so many first appearances on VeVe that I think some of us kind of get immune to the concept of what that actually means. But, a first appearance on VeVe means that this is the first time it's ever going to appear in digital premium format on our platform. There will never be another first appearance of these characters again. In the next 10, 20, 30 years, we may release, multiple iterations of these characters. These will always be the very first. And that's really what adds a ton of importance to these characters.
Yeah, super key points right there for sure. Flower right there is an uncommon, absolutely beautiful. Bambi right here as the rare. Beautiful. Amazing at 742 editions. Absolutely awesome. Thumper, you gotta love Thumper. Absolutely cool. This is the ultra rare 342 editions right there. And then of course we have is it Fate? It's
Faylane.
Faylane, yeah, of course. I just want to make sure I pronounced that properly. Someone in the chat may have wanted to correct me, and I wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last. But 118 editions on that secret rare right there. Absolutely awesome. But this is the part 2 I wanted to get to, is the accessory series right here. Corey, can you let us know what is going on with the accessory series and how this works?
For sure. And this is part of sort of the continuous feedback that we've been incorporating as a company. You know, initially, a lot of the bases were attached to the collectibles, and a lot of you let us know, we don't really like that. You know, we don't like it when the base is attached because then we can't display it in the way that we want to. We can't make those beautiful vault creations we were talking about in that last segment. And so with these, every single one of these characters has its own unique set, its own unique base that you can place it on. And that's a freebie, I'm pretty sure. Scroll down just so I'm not speaking out of turn.
Yeah, go right
give me a sand check. But yeah, each one of those are a freebie. So whatever you get the corresponding base for that collectible. And what's nice about this is you can display that single character on that single base, take those beautiful photos if you go to the park or out in the woods, however you want to do it. But you still have the option of removing all of those bases, putting all the characters together, and then you have a diorama separate in which you can place all these. So you have a ton of options and customizability. What is the word I'm looking for here, gentlemen? Customization, customability. To
be eligible for the craft. Cool. Yeah, to be eligible for the craft of, for example, Friend Owl's log-based digital collectible, users will need to hold just one a Friend Owl digital collectible from the Disney Bambi Character Series 1. No digital collectibles will be burned during the crafting process with store purchases only. So when we have store purchases, we don't include that burn. So you make sure that you have that store one, and then you, for this particular drop right here, and then you actually get to craft the base to go with it, which is cool. Here's Bambi's right here. Sorry, this is Flower's base right here. Very cool as well. And then, of course, there's Bambi's base. And we'll just scroll down. And you can see the additions match, right? And then Thumper's right here. Winter base. Look at that little ice right there. It's so cool. Remember when in the part of the movie, if you remember that? And then, of course, there's Phalanx base right here, Secret Rare. And then if you go down here, the diorama series right here, we just go in here. Look at that right here. This is another part right here.
It's really beautiful too. Yeah, like there's a spot for every character.
This is a classic VeVe drop. You know, this is premium IP. You can't get more premium than Bambi from Disney. Yeah. We've got you know, we've got bases. We're dropping. We're innovating in terms of the product itself. We've got a pretty straightforward drop mechanic, because that's again something that we're always trialing. The price point we think is pretty accessible. So yeah, look, we're really excited about this, and hopefully, you know, our community and our users see this as a sign of things to come in the way that, you know, the kind of way that we're evolving, but always coming back to that core of bringing you the most awesome IPs in, you know, in new and exciting ways.
For sure, for sure. Well, this is all out now, so stay tuned for the social posts. Ben, we'll let you go. I know you got to run, and we're going to sign off today with a little video as well, but we'll set that up. But Ben, we'll just let you go first. And yeah, have a great day. Make sure, everyone, you check out him on O'Malley today with that nice interview. And we really look forward to hearing what you guys do and seeing you again soon.
Thanks, fellas. Bye.
Thanks, Ben. Transition. I did a seamless transition, I think. Duh.
That's okay. We'll do it like a regular one right here. We can share it right here. But let's get right to the video, Corey, before we end the stream.
Oh, you want to go into the video?
Yeah, there's nothing on the screen right here. We can go straight to the vid. But we can just quickly talk before we go. Corey, what did you think about everything you saw today? And that Bambi thing is pretty damn cool.
I think what's cool about what we talked about this week specifically is really the focus on collecting, depending on what you collect and why you collect. But for a lot of people, the reason we collect is we're looking for those really iconic, those really powerful brands and IPs and moments in time. And I think you saw a lot of those in what we talked about this week, from a first appearance comic for Scrooge. I mean, that's golden age, that's historic, that's major, to Coca-Cola ornaments. Coca-Cola has a huge, massive legacy, especially when it comes to Christmas. Yeah. I think if you really browse through in the physical world, Coca-Cola collectibles, you're going to see some interesting pricing disparities, some focused on, you know, historic vending machines, maybe retro restored or perfectly restored. And then moving straight forward into Bambi, 1942, major movie, major period of time for the whole world. A really interesting story. You know, if any of you make videos about this kind of stuff, I'd highly encourage you to look into 1942, Walt Disney, what was happening in the world and for that company, and kind of the miracle of Bambi and a lot of that company's offerings during that period of time. Netflix should make a documentary on that. If I had more time, maybe I would for VeVe. But yeah, real focus on the iconic this week, which is super, super cool. Really love to see it.
Yeah, no, those are great points. I mean, this week was nuts. We're going further even along. I mean, just think about it, everybody. We have new comic publishers. We got all the Christmas stuff coming out. The new comic publisher thing is so cool to me. All of those different titles that we're getting finally now, it's amazing. And seeing all that, even out. And actually, I'm really, really impressed about how people have really picked up on those and they really went in, like the Thundercats comic. That was really cool to see everybody loving that. And of course, there's Thundercats. There's another issue. There's like number 11. The art's amazing. So all those new comic publishers just giving us other things to read, which is great. I'm still a massive fan of the VeVe comics, the releases, the same day as print releases. We keep adding great titles there as well, which is great. And I keep following along with these storylines now. Like I've got literally 1 to 11 of the Ultimate Spider-Man series, and I've just been reading it. And I haven't actually done that. Like I'm a comic, guy, like we all know, and everything. And I've talked a ton about it over the years. But to go to the actual new comic book shop and then pick up the comics and buy them, I was doing that here and there when I would find out about like a really, really big issue. But I wasn't like reading them through and following the storylines. Like I've been following Spider-Boy, that whole series, the Ultimate Spider-Man series. I've been following a couple of the Ultimate other ones, like the Ultimate X-Men. So it's been really cool for me as a reader, like to get back into reading comics. So I encourage you guys to, do that, get in there, have some fun, not just get them in the market, but actually read them. The stories are amazing. And it's a lot of fun to sit down and read a comic. So I don't know.
And I guess for me, as our closeout statement, I'll thank everyone, that showed up today to come chat with us. If you're watching this after the fact, hope you found some value here. Be sure we've talked about VeVe.me, and you saw with that Disney Bambi drop, that drop and the mechanics around it and the way it was released was based on your feedback. Yeah, we've heard what you were saying. We've been working internally and with licensors to try to give you all the very best collecting, experience that we possibly can. So please continue to be open with that feedback. Use our feedback tools, VeVe.me, corner widget, direct to us via that. Use Discord. That's a great place to find the people that like the same stuff that you like, and also a place where if you communicate, those moderators are passing that information to the rest of the team. And then obviously across our socials where Aaron, Mycollectables, lives, and he does a very, very diligent job. I can speak from experience in our weekly meetings as a larger team. He is always communicating the needs that you all are expressing in those meetings. So keep that feedback coming. Hope you all are getting prepped for the holidays. I hope you have an amazing one. And I'll turn it over to you to close us out, Aaron.
Yeah, for sure. Make sure you also heading the Discord and all the games. By the way, in Discord, if you go to the left and you look at all the channels, up near the top, there's an events tab that shows all the different shows that are going on. There's like multiple today. So if you're like looking to somewhere to hang out and just listen to people and chat and whatever, not even just chat, just listen, just go to Discord and you'll see the shows. People are great mods and volunteers are putting on shows every day, all day, including the drop show this morning. So you just go up there to the left, see the events, click on it. You can pick whatever one you want. It tells you the time, just, and thanks to Eagle as well for, sending that feedback in. But let's end the stream and let's give it a little thing. We got a video for you and it's VeVe news and there may be a you appearance. And this will also go out on all our socials, but we're showing it to you only here for the first time. And I hope you guys enjoy it. So let's get this going, Corey, and we'll see you guys all in the next live stream.
Final transition time. Aaron, I wanted to point out quickly that there's no sound on this beautifully transitioned final segment video. So you also have no sound. So let's fix that. So what's the how do we get the sound going? I'd hate to close this out with
no I know. Let's play this back right here. Hold on, let me play this. Let everybody know if you can hear it.
The views, statements, and opinions expressed in this video are those of the individual and do not necessarily reflect the views or policies of VeVe Digital Collectibles or its licensors.
Hello and welcome to VeVe News. I'm Mr. Falcon, and joining me today is Sabertooth. And you know, nice guy. He's been really polite. He's got a great sense of humor, and he's here today to promote his new country album, Being Hurtin', which comes out next summer. First up, what do you do with a 15th century assassin who comes over to your house for the afternoon? You play hide and seek, of course. I didn't think Ezio would be that familiar with video games, so I suggested hide and seek instead. Giocamo nascondino. Because he's a trained professional, he generously suggested he'd count to 1,000 to give me a head start. But with his acute senses, it didn't take him long to find me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Mr. Lamorcidio!
Then it was my turn to count to 10. I looked for him everywhere. In every cupboard, under every duvet, from the top of the house to the bottom. But he was nowhere to be found. I thought he'd left, so I went to look for him outside. And that's when I saw him on the roof. Thankfully, he spared my life, and we had a nice cup of tea. And Sabertooth had quite an eventful afternoon when he found himself handcuffed in the woods. It wasn't long before his old nemesis Wolverine showed up in his many forms to put a stop to Victor Creed for good. But then Sabertooth showed his crazy face, and Wolverine ran away like a big chicken. We also saw another legendary publisher arrive on VeVe Comics. Humanoids is a renowned publisher originally founded in France in 1974. I decided to check out Jean-Claude Forest's erotic sci-fi series Barbarella. And hang on, where did I put that book? Hoggle, you should not be reading that. To celebrate his recent release as an epic homie animated collectible, VeVe co-founder and co-CEO David Yu has kindly agreed to join us. Hi, David.
Hello, Mr. Falcon. I hope you're not going to ask me to dance today.
Maybe not today. I wanted to ask you about the epic homie drop. You've been immortalized in collectible form.
We are really just excited to be connected and bringing it into the next level with our fans.
And they look fantastic.
Yeah, they look amazing. The animation, it's just a fun collectible to have.
Did you choose the animation for your character?
Well, I really actually can do that move. That's why I chose that animation.
You can release shards of magical energy from your superpowered fists.
Yes.
Wait, so you have actual superpowers?
Well, I'm not sure why is that too hard to believe.
No, I believe you. I'm just surprised. And what about Eagle? Does he have real wings?
Of course he does, but he just hides it under his jacket.
Right, wow. That's not what I was expecting. How about Dan? Does he have any superpowers?
No. Dan's one is purely a CGI special effects for his figure.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for your time, David. Maybe we'll get to see a falcon in digital collectible form soon.
I doubt it.
Right. Well, David Yu with some revelations there. And that's all the... He's got his crazy face on again, hasn't he? I should probably go. Bye.
That's better. That's better. So obviously we got a little bit of troubleshooting. Thanks for hanging in with us. Hope you enjoyed that beautiful, beautiful display. And what we're trying to do with VeVe News is not only inform all of you and entertain all of you, but really show off what you can be doing with these digital collectibles. It's the whole point. It's the spirit of what we do. Limited edition digital collectibles in premium format that you can play with without damaging them. I love it. And with that, Aaron, awesome. I think we're ready to transition out.
All right, everybody. Have a good day. We'll see you again in the next one.
Take care, everyone.